I'm going to read a part from my January 14th article titled The End of Humanity. Here's how it goes. As social media companies suppress disfavored material, the US and European governments target dissenting voices under guise of fighting fake news, and the FCC comes close to destroying net neutrality. The alternative media and its journalists are being increasingly erased from the public eye. If or when they disappear, we will be left defenseless against the most extensive and sophisticated oligarchic propaganda network in history. When they go away, what will remain is a mainstream media that's owned by 15 billionaires. What will remain is a landscape where the CIA can secretly put propaganda into the content of these media contents, and even, under a 2013 covert propaganda reform, privately recruit and train figures in the media for promoting the state's agenda. The White House, as admitted by George W. Bush in 2005, will also be able to secretly produce videos for the TV networks to show. What will remain is a U.S. government that, under Obama's Countering Disinformation and Propaganda Act, now has a center for attacking disfavored media while advancing what the act calls truth-based narratives. A government that can use voter suppression and vote tally hacking to steal the presidency from a candidate like Bernie Sanders, then completely erased what it did from the official history. A government that's both more militarized than ever and under unprecedented corporate control, particularly through its new fourth branch in the American intelligence community. The U.S. intelligence agencies, hailed as reliable authorities on the supposed Russian election hacking in 2016, have been in direct partnership with dozens of large corporations since 2005. The Domestic Security Alliance Council, the organization created in 2005 for this merging of corporations with law enforcement, has carried out surveillance on peaceful Occupy Wall Street organizers. When the dissenting voices are forced underground, the Domestic Security Alliance Council and the rest of the corporate state's police force will be able to attack disobedient people with virtual impunity. This police force will include, because of Obama's signing into law Section 1021 of the National Defense Authorization Act, a U.S. military that the President can use as a domestic policing tool. It will also be able to use covert government spies and disruptors, as it did during the WTO protests, to sabotage movements. A litany of other means for crushing dissent will be ready, including a White House that can prosecute and torture government whistleblowers, an array of heavily militarized local police departments, and a surveillance state that monitors every text, email, phone call, and social media post from the population. A deeply corrupted court system and a prison system that can send convicts into solitary confinement for completely trivial reasons will act as a brutal and barely challenged police state. We had our chance to prevent this when the military-industrial complex took over society during the mid-19th century by creating a paradigm of permanent war. We could have risen up when the World Trade Organization, the World Bank, and the IMF imposed neoliberal economic reforms that put much of the world under corporate totalitarian control. We could have resisted when 9/11 was used to explode the private security complex and build an all-reaching surveillance apparatus. But the past is the past, and we might need to forgive ourselves for not acting earlier. Then we can focus on rising up and regenerating. Thank you.